Mr. Foster, would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number, please.
Monjeral D, 1-8 Foster, 367-917.
All right. Yes, that's what I have. Thank you. Let me just acknowledge the folks that have joined us on the Zoom. I think you can see them. We have Sheriff Dusty Gates, Mildred Ferguson, Mariana Ferguson, Shamel Ferguson, Belinda Smith, and Tanya Singleton. And we'll allow those who've indicated they'd like to speak at the appropriate time. First, Mr. Foster, I'm going to read some identifying information. We'll have a parole interview with you. We'll hear from the ward, and then we'll ask those who've indicated they want to speak. We'll ask for their comments at the very end. You'll be allowed to make a statement before we vote.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Mr. Foster, you're classified as a fourth felony offender. You're currently serving a 30-year sentence. You were sentenced in Union Parish 2006 for armed robbery. You have a parole eligibility date, which was January 31st of this year. Your good time date is March 30th, 2029. Does that sound correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your case has been assigned to me, so I have some questions for you.
Yes, ma'am.
The first thing that jumped out at me when I looked at your record is I see you've lost 603 days of good time. And
Yes,
none of that's been restored. Why is that?
Because I assumed that I could not earn it back, but I took classes and I'm in my limit. I cannot earn them on good time.
Right. Well, I see that you have over 700 hours in credits, but there is a mechanism for you to have some good time restored if you can remain right up free. And I think that's been your problem, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Your last write-up was June of 2022. You lost 180 days of good time in 2021. So what's going on? Why are you having trouble following the rules?
Well, ma'am, I have problems at times, but I know how to adjust to them problems. I have I was doing a dark moment in my life when 2022 was a dark, when 21 was a dark moment in my life. I had lost a lot of loved ones, and it was hard to cope with, ma'am, so to speak of.
So, but you have, acting out with defiance and aggravated disobedience and contraband. I mean,
Yes, it was a mistake, ma'am, but I didn't.
Yep. Okay, I do want to say this, you had the drugs in 2022, but I do see you completed Living in Balance, which is a substance abuse education program in 2018. So what was your takeaway from taking that program?
Well, I learned that I didn't have to be dependable on drugs as a scapegoat. I started going more to church and depending on a higher power than to depend on drugs.
Well, so you slipped in 2022 and you just threw away everything you learned. When you had some issues going on, that's where you went back to. What's your job?
Trustee, Range Crew 16.
What does the Range Crew 16 do?
Landscaping. Recently I was painting schools, garden work, whatever.
How long have you been a trustee?
Ma'am, since April.
Of this year?
Yes,
Couple months. So that's good. Maybe you've turned the corner. I hope so.
Yes, ma'am.
I do see you were removed from substance abuse education in July of 2022. Why was that? Why were you removed?
I was not removed, ma'am. It was I completed the class, but I didn't have enough classes to earn a certificate.
Oh, okay. Well, there was a notation and it said removed, so you've explained that. I do see you made the dean's list at Ashland University in 2018. That's quite a feat. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So considering your conduct history, which is poor, why do you think we should give you an opportunity for early release?
Man, because I have made the transition. My mistakes made me who I am today. I can't say that I was a perfect person, you know, but I strive for perfection. I know the parole board do grant me parole, that I will find help if I need help for the substance abuse. I got family support. I have a job waiting. And be honest with you, my family do need me. My mama going through some things right now. My sister's struggling with 2 jobs and raise her kids. But if the parole board do grant me parole, I know for a fact I'm not coming back to prison. I have matured while I was in prison. After 2 decades, I learned what it takes to be productive in society. I won't let my flaws.
I do see you've served 20 years of your 30-year sentence, but your record says you have made poor decisions all the way up through 2022, a year ago. So I do hear what you're saying. You're going to do well and you're going to not come back to jail, but your record doesn't show me that yet. So I would just sit back and listen to what the warden has to say and my colleagues and the folks who want to speak. Warden Pickett, what can you tell us about?
I know Monjeral, you pretty much covered everything in his conduct record. We have moved him back to a trustee status. It works on the grounds. Eventually he'll probably go back out on the road. He's completed a couple of classes. I'm not sure if they're on your, I see him on the record here now, a vow and his associate degree that he's got this year.
No, I didn't see that. Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Any questions? All right. Could we hear, we're going to listen to the folks who want to speak, who joined us by Zoom. And I don't know, is everybody at the sheriff's office? Okay, so let's hear from the sheriff first, and then we'll go to the where the other folks are located. Sheriff Gates, what would you like us to know? You're still on mute.
Sorry about that. Thank you for the opportunity to let me come and speak. I'm speaking on behalf of the family, victim's family. Very concerned on about this. Although this happened prior to my taking office, I reviewed the file. This was a very violent crime. Based on what I'm hearing that you say that he's already a 4-time convicted felon. Apparently he has issues with now with even in a controlled environment, he's having issues. And it concerns me what would happen if he got out. Very concerned about that. And I stand with the family. I think we have to give them some consideration. The victim can't stand here and make a statement. So I'm making a statement for the family. And we totally oppose this parole.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We appreciate your participation. Ms. Ferguson, Mildred Ferguson, could we hear from you, ma'am?
Okay, yes. Okay. My name is Mildred Ferguson, and I'm the mother of Fredesio Ferguson. And it's hard to fully express the pain and suffering that my family and friends have endured since Fredesio's death. We live with the victim's impact every day, and our lives will never be the same. We are forever scarred and broken. And we lost a son, a brother, a father, a cousin, a friend. And I don't feel that the defendant really realizes the consequences of his actions. Fedezio's family has been and will forever be traumatized by the violent, senseless, cruel actions and the financial, emotional, mental, it has been horrible throughout the years. They're told that it's taken on my family. Fedezio's sisters, his children, who were just babies at that time, and the children's mother, they have had and continue to have problems since his death. They've received help, counseling, and other help, but this has not done very much to help with the issues. And the last memory that his three daughters, who were just small children then, have of their father is being awakened in the middle of the night with somebody bursting in the door with guns thrown, seeing their father being beaten, and seeing him taken away by the defendant and someone else, and then them being held by gunpoint, and then never to see their father again. He didn't come back. And that has taken a toll on their lives. And that's some memory to be your last memory of your father. They were robbed of their father forever by this senseless, violent action. They didn't have a father to grow up with. They didn't have a father to protect them, to talk to do things that other fathers did with their children, all because of this senseless act. And the defendant is asking for compassion and mercy. But I ask, how much compassion and mercy did the defendant consider when he made the decision to do what he did, and to rob and beat and to be a part of my son's murder? And I say that now it has brought a bit of relief in knowing that the defendant has been incarcerated and is incarcerated for his actions. But now facing the possibility of parole is very painful and scary in thinking that he will be free. And it is the request of the family that the maximum penalty that was imposed, that it will continue, the defendant will serve out his time, and therefore no parole will be granted. And I just want to thank you for allowing me and my family to speak today.
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Mildred, we appreciate you doing so. I think we have Mariana Ferguson who wants to speak. You don't feel that you can, it's okay. Your mother, Miss Mildred did a good job.
I don't think she's going to be able to speak.
Okay. Shamel, how about Shamel?
Okay, Shamel is there. She's not with us.
She's on the Zoom. Okay, go ahead. We'd like to hear from you. You're on mute. Can you unmute?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, I am Shamel Smith. I am the first cousin of the victim, Fedezio Ferguson. And
We've lost the audio. You muted again.
sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
I feel like his actions were senseless They impacted my family. His kids had to grow up. It was probably moments that they needed him, and he wasn't there because of someone else's actions. For years, we've had to relive the moments, and it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been fair. And even after he's been incarcerated, I see that he's gotten education, took classes, but he's also displayed that he has a pattern of negative behaviors that hadn't improved. My cousin have grandkids that'll only be told stories of him. They'll never get to meet him. I've seen the tears fall from my family eyes. I've cried myself. It's just not fair. When he decided to commit or be a part of that robbery, he robbed a mother from having a child. He robbed kids from having a parent. He devastated a whole community. And never, even though he said that he changed, I can't identify his change with his behavior and his mentality. I've had the privilege of being a correctional officer. I know there's rules and policies and procedures that he's violated. So me personally, I wouldn't be comfortable with him being in the community. It wouldn't be fair to my family. You know, if he served his time and is one day free up on the date that he was sentenced versus an early release, he'll probably get the privilege of seeing his mother, his siblings. But my family, we won't get that. All we have is memories to hold on to, and it's just not fair.
Yes, ma'am. We appreciate your input. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, Mr. Foster, is there a statement you'd like to make to us before we vote?
First off, I would like to say something to the family. 20 years ago, during trial, I told you the first statement I said I was sorry. But I know I cannot, I don't know what to say to ease your pain because I'm always be a part of your family. Because I did do something senseless when I was younger. Even if I do not get granted parole today, I want y'all to know that sincerely, I am sorry for what I've done. The pain I caused your family. And I tried to reach out to y'all, but I was told not to write y'all due to the fact that they like tamper with evidence, you know, but.
Well, okay, so you've extended your apology, just now address your remarks to the board.
Yes. If I do get granted parole, I am a better person. I have changed. If you know the person that I was, you can see the change in me. You have people in this room that know me, that's been around me for years. I have changed dramatically. Yes, I have made a little bad decisions in my past. We all make mistakes. I'm only human. I'm not perfect. But those mistakes made me who I am today. I'm more determined, more focused. And more blessed to be sitting right here in front of y'all. I appreciate the opportunity y'all giving me at a chance at re-entry in society. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
All right, I think we're ready to vote. Mr. Foster, I am encouraged by the fact that the warden, has reinstated your trustee status. For me, I need a more sustained period of time where you're going to follow the rules no matter what your personal situation is. You got to follow the rules. If you can't follow the rules there, you're not going to be able to follow them in the world. And for us, it's about, not just about getting out, it's about staying out. And I just don't feel, I'm not there yet. in your case. So my vote today is to deny your parole. And I would suggest to you, try to see if you can take a victim awareness class. I don't see that on my notes. You've done some really good academic stuff and trade skills, but I think you need some more, work. Mrs. Jackson.
All right, Mr. Foster, my thoughts are along the same lines. I think the disciplinary history is unacceptable. It's not simply the number of write-ups you've had, it's the nature of the write-ups, the contrabands, and the aggravated disobedience. And they're all, we have some that's fairly recent. And so I don't think you're quite ready yet. I think you need a longer period without write-ups, and so there's strong victim opposition. So my vote today is to deny.
Mr. Freeman.
I agree with my colleagues and I'll also vote to deny.
All right, Mr. Foster, you've been denied parole. You've got some more work to do. Good luck to you, sir.